Hello, good afternoon, happy Thanksgiving, 1:34 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Today's date 11/23/2011. This goes under the stockmarketpending.com global trade, global, worldwide, and we specialize in worldwide indexes and ETFs, and we're going to show you some ETFs. The Australian ETF, and we're going to show you the Malaysia ETF. And we're going to show you where that these, when we made our highs up here at 25, and we're right here at this major trend line here, and we broke that, and this is where the calendar yearly low went. So you had a $6 move. Some of these are held overnight. It really doesn't matter. What matters is whether you're long or you're short. The top was put up here at 28. The thing about it is, if the Australian market's going down, then China is tied to it, and a lot of the Asian rim, per se, will be tied. I mean, Australia is something to always be very aware of, especially when it comes to commodities and other things. But nonetheless, we just want to show you that you can short these things down, but they're falling all in value. Now, when you take a look at Malaysia, it's got the same thing. It's another one that is a barometer. It's an EWN, iShares, and these are iShares. There are other instruments that you can find out here, but the point of it is they're all falling in value, and they're all coming. They all have one thing in common. They all, including US, they all had that rally here, and they all rallied at the same time, and then they're all getting sold down, marked down. And one of the things that's very important is understanding the structure. When you look at the this one up here, it's a little bit different one. It's a Austria. Look at Austria, and take a look at how Austria, how their markets were acting well. They are making new lows, and you can short these. We can show you how to do that. You can be long-term short over there in Austria. Another one that would be of interest will be this one here, of course, and Belgium. How about that? Look at this one. They don't move a lot, but they're a good gauge, and they can be held short. If you can get permission to get these short MMTs, you can make lots of money. But nonetheless, there are several here. Let's take a look at the Italy one. Whoa, there's Italy. Let's take a look at German one, EWG. And let's see what kind of similarities that the Germans and the Italians have in common. Well, I can tell you, you're coming down to that major support level, and you are over here. Here was one thing they also had in common. They all rallied off the lows, see? Down here. They're broke. Look, learn how to take advantage of our risk management diversification services plan that we offer. Send a email to info@stockmarketpending.com. The point of it is knowing how to short these down and make money simultaneously. And look at Italy, same thing in the year, but look at where the rallies are, and they're giving up their whole rally that happened in October. They all rallied together. S&P, our markets did, everything did, but they all rallied together, and they're all shorts together. And this is where the weakness is. And as we take a look around the world, there is Italy and there is German. Let's take a look for some others. Let's take a look at what it's like to see the FXE going down. It had a big rally here, but the FXE is also tied to a lot of these ETFs, because when that's going down, the FXE is a short all the way down. That's the Euro Trust Euro Shares FXE. and the worldwide markets follow, and so do the U.S. markets. Let us not forget about Korea, the EWY, EWS, Singapore, Korea, big rally in October to the top, and they're all coming down together. Let us take a look at Singapore with a great bottom, a great top, then a reversal, and they're all doing one thing together. MMTs, these are great trades. That was a good short squeeze. But look, they're all selling off together, and they're all tradable. One of the other ones that you need to look at is this one here. And this one here is the CDA, EWC versus the so here we're going to show you the EZU, okay, all right, and it's an EMU index, but take a look. They all have one thing in common. They're all selling off miserably together. They all rallied together around the world because they thought they were going to get their order in play, and they're all coming down. That one, take a look at it, EZU. Let us not forget this one, the EWC, the CDA index. Look at those rallies. Look at these things that can be sold short down. It's a way to diversify. Automatic risk management will get deployed rather. Let's take a look at this one's very important. Netherlands. Let's take a look at it. It's given all its rally up. Look at its yearly top over here. Here, MMTs. That was your rally bottom. Hell, it just broke support. It's coming down to test it. That's on this one right here. Let us not forget that there is also one that you are going to be really enjoying, and that's going to be Spain right here, and this one down here is going to be South Africa. And on the South Africa EZA, they had great rallies and broke great support levels, and they are at jeopardy. This one here has already given all its rally up. And what is the name of this one? Spain, EWP. And you could short that all the way down. Of course, you can go long. Here, it's been breaking down. It's been gapping down with the rest of the world. Diversifying risk. Once again, Spain. Let us not forget Africa, South Africa. Now, let's take a look at Sweden. Whoa. Sweden's all the way down here. There was their rally. Look at here. There's money to be made. You can short that down. Look at the tops. Look at what's been happening around the world. Look at here. There's the South Africa that we had just covered. We're going to put Switzerland in here and compare Switzerland with Sweden. And we can clearly see that they broke down all of the levels. Once again, Sweden, once again, Switzerland, how to sell short, how to diversify, worldwide risk. They all fall together as they all had the same thing in common. They all went up together to go long, as you can see, but then they're all selling off and giving up all their gains. Once again, watch the EWL, EWD. Another one that we would like you to know about that we feel is important is going to be some of the things that are going to be covered with this. And you can clearly see the TLT, which was a great long, and it was a good short at the time, here. But it's come back and it's rallied as the markets have sold down. We have covered that TLT until we're blue in the face. And that was a great long position. when you had your put positions and your bear funds, then the TLT would be the place to go. And that's the Barclays 20-year. Look at that wonderful breakout. And why is it breaking higher and coming up to the top? It has its reasons. Another one you can take a look at here is and they're iShares. Take a look at the rally up off of this bottom over here. Take a look at the 7 and the 10 year on here, the 7 and 10 year, and there's that 20. Okay, those are good trades. Let's take a look at something that's very important. Base metals. And we'll be covering the base metals in a different segment. But they're tied to worldwide. They are. And when they're selling down around the world, then these are pulling back, but eventually we'll find some great buying opportunities. There's a rally. Let's take a look at that. Base metals. Base metals versus what? The IYE Energy has had a significant top up here at the 200-day moving average reversal to this level of support with the calendar 52-week low rally and a big reversal. Watch the U.S. Energy, IYE, along with the base metals, IYM. Shorting these down, they have great moves. They have yields, and they can go long, you can go short. It's very important, though, that I keep this worldwide update. I will be going through some other ones. Japan, as I said, is at all-time lows. It doesn't do much, but we just thought we would just throw it in there because Japan is going down. And the other famous one is the Mexican one. Look at that ETF. This one here, once again, is the EWW Mexico. Mexico isn't faring very well either. They did rally off of the lows here in October. We know when all they were, 10/4/2011. Bam! Look at that. But you can go long, but you can short them down. But look at here, 2011. They've all crumbled just like we forecasted. The thing about it is, at some point in time, we're going to be extremely aware of where these are going and the reasons why in our follow-up segments on worldwide diversification and why does one have to understand your other famous one here, which is called France, which has come down to its double bottoms, its top reversals. It broke its support levels with several gap downs. Look at those. Look at what's been happening and look at where that gap down started and look at the support level. And France is about to break. It was up here. It doesn't move a lot. But once again, hey, they all have one thing in common. See? Here's the Mexican one. What do they have in common? They rallied together okay, but they're all selling off at the same time. Some are going down more than others, and we're going to be covering these because we feel, once again, that they're very important.